Hi, my name is Prisha.
And my name is Shaquita.
And welcome to Searching for Freedom.
Hi guys, happy Friday. Welcome. Okay, welcome to another one of Searching for Freedom videos, guys. Today we wanted to talk about their love versus God's love. Prisha, Shaquita, what are y'all talking about? What do you mean their love versus God's love? I want to slow things down a bit today and just talk about their love versus God's love. When I think about their love, I think about just relationships in general, whether it's relationship with the guy or relationship with my parents or relationship with my friends. If I can be honest, growing up, I always found myself in a relationship. Always. I didn't see that growing up with my mom, but for some reason I was looking for love in all the wrong places. You know, I always look for it in a guy, in a relationship, and I always look for the love of anybody to sustain me, to validate my identity and my purpose for living. And it wasn't until I would say maybe a year or two into my walk with Christ when I realized that I truly had to come to grips that God's love is truly sufficient and is enough for me. Because I remember being in relationships that, you know, I knew, well, I just felt in my heart like, okay, it's not, yeah, this is not it. It's not filling the void that's here in my heart. Like it's not sustaining me, but I stayed in it because, you know, I didn't want to be alone. And then being in a relationship was pretty much all that I knew. It had become a part of my identity. So I just wanted us to do a video just explaining that, you know, that God's love, you know, is enough. I'm not sure if it's the house that you're looking for validation, or if it's the car, or if it's the money or the job, but God's love is truly, you know, enough.
No, I completely understand where you're coming from. It's like so often we can find ourselves looking for that acceptance in other people and wanting to feel like we are wanted, desired, or needed, where we will literally accommodate what they want or conform to what they want just so that we can sit at the table, basically. So that we can be a part of whatever it is that's making us feel like we are important in that moment, whether that is, like you were saying, material things and someone feeling as if we have made it, whatever made it really means,
Right.
Or just settling in relationships, knowing that this person isn't for you, knowing that you don't desire this person. Or to be honest, a lot of relationships I see that people don't even like the other person, but they're there because they feel that being single means that you're unworthy or you're worthless or you're less than. And especially coming with Valentine's Day, like so often we see it, it's just like, okay, there's been so much that's been placed on one day that there are girls, and it's just like it hurts to see that we have just settled for anything so that we can say that we have a date on that day sometimes. And it's like, girl, is it worth it?
I feel like it comes a point in our life where we need God, but we don't realize that it's God that we need or that we're looking for. So we go out into the world trying to get that love, trying to get that peace, that comfort that only God can give us. And it seems so unreal because God is not physical. You know, God is not physical, and you have that guy or you may have that woman who's there and you feel like, okay, he's holding me, you know, these are goals, you know.
Right.
You've been in this relationship 5 years, but there's no commitment, you know. And so I had to learn, you know, as I've been walking with Christ, because it's an ongoing journey, that, you know, I can trust God. I can let him in his love, you know, that it is enough. And I wish that, I don't know if I wish somebody would have told me.
Girl, we probably wouldn't believe it.
I don't, you know, because I know when I was in a relationship, my mom would say, hey, you know, that's not it. And I was like, Ma, you don't.
Hard-headed.
Right, I'm like, Ma, you don't know, you don't understand him. I'm the only one that understands him, and it felt good. You know, it just felt good to in my mind, I felt like it felt good to be loved, but I realized now it was lust. You know, the lust of my flesh.
No, like you are definitely correct, because it's like, even when it's like, okay, I've accomplished this, I've gotten this job, I've gotten this promotion, I've gotten this house, and it's just like, although you thought that those were the things that you wanted to accomplish, and yes, like, not saying that those are bad accomplishments, they don't give you that fulfillment that you're searching for. That alone cannot give you the love and make you feel accepted in the way that you need to. And it's just like, and God says, you come to me. God says that peace I give you. Like, it's so different. Like, yes, a spouse can be there, they can listen to you, they can hold you, but physical people, like, we cannot be everything for one person. She cannot be everything for me. A spouse cannot be everything for me. The people that God has placed in my life are just additional to it. Like, they cannot give me a peace beyond all understanding, no matter what commitment I have to you. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, you cannot provide that for me. Like, and I feel like once I realized that, once God showed me that, that's when I was able to truly, it didn't matter if I was on the top of the hill or in the valley, like, I can still sing. In the midst of some of the darkest times where I felt my lowest, I was able to have some of the best moments because God gave me peace. He showed me his love and his understanding and his compassion for me, and allowed me to, instead of feeling like I had to worry about it all the time, although there were moments where I still worried when I was without a job for 6 months at a time with 2 children, I was able to go on walks with my kids and sit at the pond and, like, truly just, like, enjoy the presence of my children, not being concerned about anything else. And that's not anything that any other person can give me,
right?
Because their love is not his love.
So what are we saying? God is the source.
Definitely.
God is the source. He said in his word, you know, he has a well that never runs dry. And I know for me, that really got me was that realizing that God's love is unconditional. Humans, we have conditions. If God loved me like people loved me, oh my gosh, I'll be thrown away right now. You know,
a few times
I'll be lost in the valley. You know, not climbing that mountain or moving it out of the way. But God's love is unconditional. I remember there was a moment where, you know, I slipped. You know, I slipped in my purity, and I was like, oh my gosh. You know, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is it. You know, I got to start back over. You know, God is going to turn his back on me. You know, I messed up. Like, this is bad. You know, I'm just like, I'm writing my journal. God, I messed up. I messed up. And I was like, oh my goodness, now I got to work for his forgiveness. I got to work for, you know, his acceptance. Like, I got to work to get back in the kingdom. And I remember being in my shower, and I was like, I don't know how I can come back to God. Like, I need to clean up. You know, I need to, you know, go to church.
We're in there feeling like we got to clean ourselves up before we can come back to him.
Yeah, I'm like, I got to go to church. I got to serve. I got to do something to show God that, you know, I'm worthy of his love. And I remember it so clearly. He said, I love you. And I'm like, but God, and he's like, but I love you. And I'm like, but God, you know, do you not know what I just did? I've gone all this time, and I knew the choice that I made was wrong, but I chose to make it, chose to do it out of fear. And he was like, I love you. There's nothing that could separate me from your love. There's nothing that you could do that would turn me, you know, away. You know, if anything, if there's a distance between us, it's because you walked away, but I'm still here. And it was like, you know, just hearing that song, there's no mountain that I won't climb up. There's no, you know, nothing that would keep me from coming out to you.
Well, I was literally just thinking, I was like, because that song, like, that he will leave the 99 just for me, like, that's literally what I was thinking of, like, because that's one of the moments that, like, he just had with me. It's just like that love, like, it's unmatched. And
you won't find it anywhere else. You can try. You can spend years. You can spend money. happiness, even when he say joy, right? It's a waste of time. Like, I give you joy that the world didn't give to you, and they can't take it from you. So when I hear people say, I just want to be happy, I want joy. Like, I want that joy that, what's Kurt Franklin, joy that I can't explain. God's love is matchless. Even your kids, I remember thinking, my son could love me. Even that was not enough. It was nothing was comparable to God's love. So when we say their love versus God's love, there's no comparison.
It really isn't. And like, it still baffles me, like, although we know it and we've witnessed it, it's just like, draw near to me and I'll draw near to you. And it's like, all he wants to do, because he's not going to force it on you. And it's just like, all he wants you to do, if you accept me, if you draw near to me, I will be right there. And it's like, that's all you want of me? All you want me to do is just come sit down and allow you the quiet space to talk to me, to love on me? Like, that's all I need to do is just be available for you to do so? Like,
and it's unconditional. A person may say, well, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. God is like you said, just draw near to me. Just come. The Bible, the word says better is one day in his courts than 1,000 elsewhere. So it's like, okay, y'all gotta read your word because it's so good. But I'm just saying, guys, like, he calls us a masterpiece. He calls us beautifully and wonderfully made. Like, and it's nothing that we can do to, separate us from his love. He is for us. It doesn't matter who's against us. Like, y'all, I'm getting so excited just thinking about the love of God, who he is as a person, even how understanding that he is, even how he listens. And I hear you say it all the time, God is a gentleman. He's not going to, force you to do anything. He's a God of free will. And it's like, what person do you know is like that? Like, even when we try, we're still not perfect. But
we're not at all. Like, every relationship it's literally give and take. Like, best friends, marriage, no matter what it is, it's like, okay, although there are moments where you have selflessness, if it's one way for years on end, like, it's not going to last. It really isn't. And if you try to come back, okay, they may allow you back in, but it may never be the same, because there's different hurt that's been there. People have gone through different things in their life that can cause them to build up walls, or it's like, okay, as long as the love is there, as long as there's respect there, but with God, it's not like that. Like, you don't have to, and please don't go out there trying to disrespect God, but it doesn't matter what you do. Even when you know better and you don't do better, even when you are like Peter and you deny him 3 times, he still chooses you. And the great thing about it is he chose us first, knowing that we were going to do everything that we have chosen to do and that we have yet to do. Like, he knew all that before, all the things that we haven't even done yet, and he chose us first. Like, there is no love that is similar. There is nothing compared to it. Nothing that you would ever be able to even try to hold a candle to that. Like, that's unwavering. It's beautiful.
Oh my goodness. And now I'm just thinking, and we all know the famous Bible quote, famous scripture. If you don't, I'm sure we all know it. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And when I think about that, you may say it as a cliche, as a scripture, but when you think about it, who do you know going to lay down their life for you? Who do you know is going to climb up there? Well, not climb, but who's going to get nailed to a cross for you? Like, that's love. That's no greater love.
What song is that? It's about that verse, but it's just like, I'll never understand what you did for me. Oh, dang, I don't remember what song that is.
And I'll never know
how much it costs.
That's why we're my best friend. I'm not saying.
But yes, it is just like that song, like, just like what you were saying, like, it truly hits home, because it's like, just thinking as a mom, it's just like, you gave your only son for me, for my sins, for me to, you literally chose to give your only child to come and die on a cross and be tortured for someone who would purposely deny you, who would purposely sin against you, who would purposely make you work for my love. And not work as in you have something to prove, but just because I am so sinful and I am so selfish, you continuously have to show yourself that you are unmatched, that you are Alpha and Omega, that you are so loving and so forgiving. You continuously have to show me over and over that you will forgive me. And even though you tell me you forgive me, I still choose to think that I don't deserve to be forgiven. And you just sit there patiently and wait. Like, you gave your one and only son for all of my mess.
Mm-hmm. And then he came back and said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Like, that's love. That's love, y'all. That's love. So we had a moment, a brag on God moment. A brag on God. Brag on God moment, because it's so true. And we didn't get here overnight. It took time. We're still, the first thing we don't think about.
We're not here.
We have not arrived.
There is no arrival place. Like, we're not here. We're just showing. We're just wanting to create a space where we are transparent about what this looks like for us, our journey, our walk, things that we've learned, and the way He's loved on us. Because maybe transparent about what this looks like for us, our journey, our walk, things that we've learned, and the way He's loved on us. Because maybe encourage you to allow Him to love on you more.
So thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure. I hope this resonates not just in your mind, but especially in your heart, because we hear things and we let it go in one ear, not the other. But I pray that God, removes that heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh, so that He can come in and just love on you. That relationship, or those materialistic things, or that job, or that money, or that education you thought would sustain you, it's not secure. It will give way. It will come unloose. Okay?
Come on, Pastor Vance.
That's all I'm saying. God is, His love and His grace is sufficient for you. So if you didn't know, now you know. Thanks for watching.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that notification bell so you won't miss another one of our videos. Thanks for watching.